Why outsiders dread the warriors of the Deathworld, humanity's triumph, futuristic tales. Are you asking us to battle those creatures? Qrextal clicked his mandibles in disbelief, his compound eyes locked onto the tactical display. Are you utterly out of your mind or simply seeking an end? The commander's facial appendages twisted in exasperation. They are merely beings of flesh and bone, rudimentary creatures stumbling through the early stages of their cosmic journey. Your payment has been significantly increased. Multiply it by 4, and I still wouldn't accept this deal, Qrextal chittered, thrusting a clawed appendage at the shimmering holographic display. Gaze upon them. In fact, observe them closely. The visuals revealed what the inhabitants referred to as their elite tactical units, engaging in maneuvers on a rugged, arid planet. The fighters advanced with a disquieting blend of smooth elegance and hunting purpose, burdened with enough armaments to leave even a Krevan warbeast feeling under-equipped. I have delved into their strategies of warfare, Qrextal continued. Are you aware of the significance behind those symbols? The symbols they display on their protective gear. Otherworldly remnants. Otherworldly craniums. They display the end on their very forms. What type of beings engage in such actions? A primitive being attempting to project an air of menace, the commander scoffed. Their tactics of mental manipulation are primitive, to say the least. Unrefined. Qrextal's antennae quivered with intense agitation. Allow me to share a tale of the unrefined. Those beings you're so quick to overlook. They created advanced powered armor after being inspired by what they witnessed in captivating visual narratives. They forged energy-based armaments, captivated by their striking appearance in virtual realms. Their whole system of defense and technology is fueled by the thought, wouldn't it be incredible if... The commander's appendages froze in place. Surely you're spinning a tale. I long to be. Do you have any idea what they refer to their top-tier squads as? Titles such as Phantom Pursuit and Spectre Warriors. They bestow upon their vessels titles such as Shadow Reaper and Harbinger of Ruin. They bestow names upon their vessels that echo the legends of ancient fighters and rulers. Numerous beings partake in displays of combat readiness. Indeed, you fail to grasp the situation. Qrextal paused, the sound of its mandibles clicking in quick succession. They don't engage in this behavior to instill fear in their adversaries. They engage in it out of sheer enjoyment. Because a certain individual gazed upon a formidable vessel bristling with weaponry, and pondered, what could enhance this experience? Adorning the surface with fiery designs, and naming it the Wrath of the Celestial Warriors. The strategic interface transformed to reveal elite operatives executing a covert operation under the cover of darkness. Their movements were calculated, synchronized, and profoundly unsettling to behold. They glided through the void, ethereal and enigmatic, each movement precise and lethal. Observe their movements, Qrextal urged. Many beings either thrive in the shadows or confront challenges head-on. Conflict. Beings from another world. They alternate between the two with the ease of toggling a lever. One moment they're phantoms, the next they're unleashing enough force to obliterate an entire metropolis. And they accomplish everything while creating. Awful puns echoing through their communication networks. The leader's facial appendages had started to lose some of their vibrant hue. The humor cannot be that important a component. Oh, truly. Allow me to present some intercepted transmissions from their most recent encounter. Connection. Qrextal activated a transmission from the cosmos. Strange voices echoed through the speakers, their tones unfamiliar and otherworldly. Hey Jenkins, what sets apart a Vorkath battlecruiser from a target range? I'm not sure, Sarge. What is happening? In approximately half a minute, once Anderson activates that railgun, things are going to get intense. Echoes of beings from another world. Chuckles intertwined with thunderous blasts. Observe. Qrextal's antenna sagged low. They exchange quips amidst the chaos of battle. Who would even think to do that? It defies the laws of nature. The leaders squirmed in their seat. Maybe we should consider engaging with their leaders instead. Their command. Qrextal provided the sound echoed like a peculiar form of amusement. Do you refer to those who gaze upon their most daring, thrill-seeking, risk-embracing participants and declare, indeed, these are the individuals we should select? Our most sophisticated armaments too. The beings who received their elite forces' plea for orbital descent abilities, and answered by creating vessels that allowed them to effortlessly glide through the fiery embrace of atmospheric re-entry. Do they? What is happening? Indeed. They refer to it as surfing the electric wave. Naturally, they do. They transform everything into a thrilling adventure filled with excitement and challenges. The simulations they undergo blur the lines between preparation and amusement. Are you aware of the names they use for their battle enhancers? Cosmic Elixir. Their advanced healing devices from beyond the stars. Healing serums. It feels as though they exist within a narrative of their own making, filled with conflict and intrigue. The strategic interface revealed additional visuals. Beings in advanced exosuits performing extraordinary feats. Their actions amplified by advanced neural connections and engineered muscle strands. And don't even get me started on their advanced transformation initiatives. Qrextal pressed on. Many civilizations strive for either organic evolution or mechanical innovation. Beings from another world. They insisted on combining both elements to create something truly extraordinary. They possess warriors capable of connecting seamlessly with their armaments, able to analyze battle information at speeds surpassing our most advanced artificial intelligence, and can endure for extended periods without fatigue. And what actions do they take with these extraordinary abilities? They engage in a fierce rivalry to determine who can execute the most absurd maneuvers in the heat of battle. The leader's complexion had assumed a remarkably unnatural shade. Undoubtedly, there must be vulnerabilities lurking beneath their enigmatic exterior. Indeed, they do. They're audacious, often acting on a whim, and perpetually testing the boundaries of their technology. But here's the twist. They understand these vulnerabilities, and have transformed them into formidable assets. They prepare for the unexpected breakdown of their gear. They engage in spontaneous creation. Their beliefs explicitly outline when it is acceptable to disregard those very beliefs. That's insanity. Precisely. And that's why I choose to avoid confrontation with them. For the most chilling aspect of their power lies in the fervor with which they wield it. They don't merely welcome conflict. They find it fascinating. They transform conflict into a masterpiece, rich with its own customs, rituals, and shared humor. The leader's appendages had coiled themselves into intricate tangles. Maybe it's time to rethink our plans for growth. At last, clarity has dawned, Qrextal concurred. Allow me to share the most unsettling detail. All those extraordinary units we've been observing. Those are the usual ones. There are even more specialized factions that remain shrouded in mystery. Can you envision what those experiences might entail? I would prefer to abstain. Astute decision. I've come across whispers regarding their covert operations squads. Narratives featuring beings capable of manipulating the very fabric of chance. Who has the ability to traverse through different realms? Who is capable of? That's it. The commander's appendages were nearly ensnared in a tangle. The agreement has been retracted. We shall pursue simpler victories in other realms. Excellent decision, Qrextal chittered. Because the only thing more perilous than elite military units is the chaos that ensues when they unleash their imagination. Have you heard about the time when they utilized orbital dropping pods to send high-yield explosives cleverly disguised as supply crates? The captors led them deep into their own hidden chambers. They dubbed it Operation Special Delivery and chuckled about it for weeks. As the leader rushed off, Qrextal refocused on the strategic interface. The visuals revealed a team of elite human operatives honing their skills in intense, confined combat scenarios. Their movements were a lethal choreography of exactness and measured ferocity. One of them performed an astonishing backflip, expertly discharging 2 weapons at the same time. Utterly absurd, Krextel whispered to himself. And they likely executed that flip simply because they believed it appeared impressive. In the shadows, a symphony of intercepted signals resonated. Greetings, has anyone spotted the location of my antimatter grenade? Inspect your additional strategic compartment, Dave. Ah yes, there it is. Right beside my fortunate charm. Increased sounds of joy from the human species. Krextel powered down the screen with a tremor of unease. Let them engage in battle with the humans, if that is their desire. He favored conflicts that could be endured and foes who retained their reason. Moreover, he had come across whispers that the inhabitants of Earth had begun delving into peculiar experiments involving entities they referred to as cosmic warriors. And he certainly had no desire to uncover the truth behind that mystery. As he departed the control hub, he could have sworn he caught the faint sound of human laughter reverberating through the passageways. Perhaps it was merely a figment of his mind. Perhaps. Yet, he hastened his steps regardless. Later in that cycle, when questioned about his decision to decline such a profitable contract, Krextel provided a straightforward response. Have you ever observed the peculiar rituals of humans engaging in combat? They approach conflict as a thrilling contest, striving to outdo one another in dazzling displays of deadly prowess while reveling in the excitement of the experience. They don't merely plunge into conflict. They orchestrate it. His comrades in arms erupted in laughter until he revealed the recordings to them. They fell silent after that. Instead, they made the logical choice. They revised their agreements to clearly prohibit actions against elite human units. Some referred to them as timid souls. Krextel referred to them as the resilient ones. Ultimately, there was just one crucial truth to grasp about the elite warriors of humanity. They were the type of fighters who faced the unimaginable, smirked, and declared, "Watch this." And anyone familiar with humanity understood that phrase rarely concluded favorably for those on the other side. Recall that moment when we decided to reject the offer from the Vorkath? Zixvac inquired, mandibles quivering with a barely contained sense of mirth. Krextel's antennae lay flat against his armored shell. Do not bring it up. The most pivotal choice I ever embraced, despite the skepticism of those around me back then. The mercenary lounge of Station 7 Echo buzzed with an eclectic mix of beings, each more peculiar than the last, creating an atmosphere thick with intrigue and tension. Exchanging tales of conflict and details of agreements. Many were making a concerted effort to steer clear of conversations about the recent developments from beyond the stars. As the humans conversed, a mercenary commander from the Tellarite species called out from across the room, their crystalline structure shimmering in the surrounding light. Has anyone come across the recordings from the Dorax event? A shared tremor coursed through the gathered fighters. Even the typically unflappable quantum hive representatives dulled their bioluminescence. You mean when those human operators decided to? Krextel paused. Mandibles clicked rapidly as he searched for the right words. What was the name they gave it? Devise a strategic approach utilizing materials found in the surrounding environment. That's the refined interpretation, the Tellarite interjected, their shimmering form resonating with barely contained amusement. What they truly exclaimed was, "Hey everyone, check this out." A seasoned Mercian warrior growled those words, their first standing on end, as if they should be deemed a psychological weapon. Nothing beneficial ever trails behind them. Krextel activated a translucent interface, revealing the now notorious visuals. The gathered warriors leaned in, captivated against their will by the spectacle that had come to be recognized. As the event unfolded, the visuals revealed a team of elite human operatives trapped within a Dorasian production site. The Dorax, as silicon-based entities, believed their advanced thermal processing systems would serve as a formidable defense against the humans. They had not anticipated the ingenuity of humanity. "Observe this segment," Krextel chittered, pointing towards a human operator who seemed to be smiling within their helmet. "This is where it shifts from ordinary human madness to, quite frankly, extraordinary human madness." The visuals captured the operator glancing back at their team, while the sound fizzled in the background. "Hey, do you have any idea what those processing units contain?" "Otherworldly fluid." "Negative." "Unrestricted, strategic, and smooth." What ensued was a brilliant display of what humans referred to as adaptive problem-solving, while others deemed it sheer insanity. The technicians managed to transform the facility's thermal processing network into a makeshift distribution system for their otherworldly enhancers and volatile substances. They transformed the cooling system into a formidable weapon. A freshly landed quantum hive drone hummed in astonishment. They transformed devices meant for controlling temperature into a means of transporting advanced stimulants and powerful explosives. As Krextel shared a laugh, they couldn't help but draw a parallel to that one video game, mentioning something about a plumbing simulator and the clever strategies for speedrunning. The visuals persisted, revealing the Dorasian forces stumbled upon a shocking revelation. Their own facility's infrastructure had been weaponized against them, leaving them in a state of disbelief. The human operators had essentially devised what they jovially referred to as a comprehensive celebration distribution network. Prepare for the next phase. One otherworldly concoction of intense flavors is on its way. Remember to show appreciation for your server's efforts. Echoes of detonations intertwined with the joyous sounds of humanity. However, that's not even the most troubling aspect, HFY interjected. Share the details regarding the automated repair units. Krextel's appendages sagged. They modified the maintenance drones of the facility to emit a peculiar sound known as entry music each time they ventured into a new area. It seems it was intended to heighten the suspense. The visuals transitioned to reveal maintenance drones crashing through walls, emitting sounds that human databases recognized as classical rock music. The voices of the operators echoed through the dimly lit chamber, their heated debate filling the air with tension concerning the choice of music amidst intense battles. "Seriously, Jenkins. Another journey down the dark road. It's a timeless tale for a reason, Sarge. And this," Krextel continued, "is why I no longer engage in agreements with humans. Because who gazes upon a menacing structure's framework and contemplates, you know what this requires. Atmospheric sounds and a spontaneous method for distributing energizing substances." To be fair, the commander observed, their crystalline form shimmering with a hint of mischief. It was truly impactful. That's the dilemma. Every action they take is impactful, regardless of how outrageous it may appear. They transformed ordinary maintenance drones into what they referred to as celebration units, deploying them to spread combat boosters across an adversary's stronghold, all the while exchanging quips and debating musical preferences. The footage captured the climactic scenes of the mission, featuring human pilots riding on modified maintenance drones as they navigated through hallways shrouded in vapor infused with stimulants, unleashing a barrage of fire while reciting lines from their favorite media. Keep in mind, young explorers, this is not something to attempt in your own backyard. Unless you've undergone the necessary training and obtained the required credentials. Increased chuckles, heightened blasts. They captured training videos afterward, HFY remarked softly, dubbing it Creative Resource Utilization 101, transforming the enemy's base into your celebration space. The gathered warriors remained in awestruck quiet, absorbing the weight of this revelation. At last, the Mersh and the warrior exchanged words. They not only executed this wild plan, but they transformed it into a learning experience, Krextel concluded, complete with evaluations from others and recommendations for different soundtracks suited for various strategic situations. I heard they received an accolade, the Tellwright remarked. 3 accolades, to be precise, Krextel clarified. 1 for the triumph of the endeavor, 1 for the imaginative use of resources, and 1 for, as stated, sustaining peak morale through fitting musical accompaniment. The atmosphere in the lounge grew still once more, interrupted solely by the faint rustle of documents being revised to explicitly prohibit any activities involving the presence of humans. Even the Quantum Hive representatives, typically hungry for any combat data, found themselves swiftly rethinking their approach to the encounter. Guidelines. The genuinely chilling aspect, Krextel pondered, is that this is likely one of their more subdued endeavors. Envision the true nature of their secretive endeavors. We'd prefer to avoid that, echoed multiple voices. Astute decision, Krextel concurred. I've come across whispers regarding their newest training initiatives. It seems they are instructing their crew in a skill known as parkour. The sudden departure from the lounge was swift and extraordinary. Later, while revising the Mercenary Guild's official advisory documents, Krextel included a new cautionary note. When you catch the sound of elite human warriors chuckling amidst the chaos of battle, it's time to withdraw without hesitation. When you catch them exclaiming, "Hey, check this out," or "I've got a brilliant plan," it's time to make a hasty exit. And if you catch them deliberating over the soundtrack for their mission, yield. It's simpler that way. The decision received unanimous approval. For the mercenary community scattered across the cosmos, one truth stood out above all else. The only thing more terrifying than an elite group of soldiers wielding their skills was when they let loose and embraced their own chaotic joy. And they were constantly exploring the wonders of the universe. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, on a vessel dedicated to elite human operatives, a sergeant meticulously examined the recordings from the encounter with the Dorax, alongside their squad. All right, folks, what insights have we gathered? Always examine the structure of the facility for strategic transformation possibilities. Does the choice of music really hold significance? Advanced fluid management systems serve as remarkable unconventional transport solutions. Everything is fine. With a slight nod, the sergeant acknowledged the points made. However, you seem to be overlooking the crucial lesson here. What's that, Commander? Next time, we will come prepared. Transmitters. The audio systems of those maintenance drones were failing to capture the essence of AC/DC. The ensuing mirth reverberated throughout the vessel, prompting nearby extraterrestrial crafts to anxiously alter their trajectories. Just another day in the ranks of the extraordinary elite. So Krextel began, his appendages quivering with what could have been stifled amusement. Who's heard about the situation on Nexus 9? The gathering place of Station 7 Echo, typically. A vibrant center of commotion suddenly descended into a hush typically reserved for solemn gatherings and financial collapses. You mean the incident with the Zixvax's antennae curled in anticipation? Within the war songs, a collective tremor coursed through the gathered warriors. Even the station's AI softened its ambient glow, as though attempting to withdraw from the dialogue unfolding around it. That's the one, Krextel confirmed, displaying yet another set of footage that no one truly desired to witness it, yet found themselves unable to look away. Even as the beings from another world refer to it as Operation Dropping Beats and Taking Streets, the humans remain adamant in their naming conventions. The holoscreen sprang to life, revealing what seemed to be a typical scene of urban tranquility. Mission. Ordinary, that is, until the elite human forces made their entrance. For clarity, Krextel elaborated. The Nexus 9 mining colony found itself under the control of a fiercely determined group of quantum-scale engineers. They had crafted a conceptual resistance to traditional mind games. The concept of theory was paramount, as a Vrax commander growled from within their environmental tank. Precisely, Krextel chittered, as none of the theoretical models considered the transformation of humans. Mind games at play, indeed, this. The visuals depicted beings in advanced suits navigating the settlement pathways, their external sound systems reverberating with the information stored within their systems. Recognized as exercise tunes. Every team seemed to have been given the freedom to select their own anthem. Unit 3, this is Central Command. Your choice of tunes is creating cosmic ripples. Apologies, but the brilliance of our existence is drowning out your voice. Thumping rhythms pulse through the air, accompanied by bursts of sound that synchronize perfectly with the tempo. They coordinated their attack rhythmically, ZXVAC detailed to a stunned assembly of freshly arrived mercenaries. They referred to it as strategic cadence enhancement. That's not even the most troubling aspect, Corextal added. Present the recordings captured in the heart of the city. The holoscreen flickered to reveal a group of human operatives who seemed to believe that their attack on the colony's central administrative structure required what they referred to as an appropriate soundtrack. They had ingeniously manipulated the colony's emergency broadcast system to emit what they called a soundtrack for epic confrontations. Jenkins, what in the universe is this K-pop doing in our tactical playlist? Triumph of Civilization, Sarge. They won't be able to engage if they're preoccupied with mastering the intricate movements. Indeed, a valid observation. Align the explosive charges with the symphony. The visuals captured the quantum engineers' defensive lines faltering as they struggled to comprehend the scene of human elite operatives executing room-clearing maneuvers, all while moving in flawless harmony to what seemed like intricate rhythmic melodies. But this is where it becomes truly captivating, Corextal continued, his mandibles clicking in a rapid rhythm. The quantum engineers, navigating the intricate web of probability matrices, found themselves baffled by the unpredictable nature of human combat strategies intertwined with their meticulously crafted movement sequences. Their mental constructs shattered into fragments. They sought to determine the strategic benefits of executing backflips, ZXVAC remarked with a serious demeanor. That marked the beginning of their downfall. The visuals revealed the consequences that followed. Quantum engineers were either capitulating in large numbers or aligning themselves with what they referred to as the harmony of strategic awakening. A group was observed trying to mimic the intricate movements of human combat dances. In the span of 3 cycles, Corextal revealed, the whole colony had evolved a unique approach to combat, which they referred to as groove-based doctrine. A new belief system emerged, centered on the idea of gaining an edge through coordinated actions and the perfect soundtrack. Did the beings from Earth really support this? A freshly landed envoy from the collective pulsed with astonishment. Did it inspire you? They presented sophisticated programs, referring to it as a triumph of culture, with unconventional methods for resolving conflicts. They even released a manual, base drops and hotspots, an extensive guide to rhythm-enhanced urban conflict. The scene transitioned to reveal human mentors guiding ex-quantum engineers through the intricate nuances of what they referred to as strategic movement. The engineers had seemingly crafted intricate mathematical equations to enhance their maneuvers for ultimate flair and impact. Keep in mind, if you're not enjoying yourself, you're missing the mark. But what's the strategic benefit of executing a spin maneuver? Exuding an extraordinary presence is the key to gaining the upper hand. The truly unsettling aspect, ZXVAC observed, is the remarkable efficiency it demonstrated. The colony's productivity soared by 300% once they embraced what they referred to as groove-based optimization protocols. Beings from another world harnessed the power of rhythm and melody as a means of combat. Corextal emitted a series of high-pitched sounds, filled with astonishment. They transformed mind games into a celebration, and against all odds, it proved more effective than traditional tactics. The quantum engineers have mandated that all security personnel must obtain what they refer to as sick moves certification prior to deployment. The gathered warriors observed intently as the visuals revealed the present condition of the settlement. Quantum engineers performing intricate movements to calculate probabilities, security teams honing their skills to what humans refer to as beats per minute optimization, and former insurgents debating the best playlist for their patrol routes. Competitions have begun, ZXVAC remarked. Something known as So You Think You Can Fight. The beings from another world are evaluated not only on their prowess in battle but also on their flair and elegance. And the most unsettling aspect. Corextal's appendages sagged. Other settlements are beginning to embrace the custom. Whispers circulate about establishing it as a formal strategy for conflict. The beings from Earth refer to it as the Grand Rhythm Uprising. The visuals captured a momentous occasion, celebrating the inaugural group of rhythm combat specialists, featuring what the inhabitants referred to as a strategic dance-off. The quantum engineers had seemingly determined that incorporating backflips into conventional combat techniques enhanced their efficiency by precisely 43.7%. This is why I no longer engage in agreements with beings of Earth, Kurarextal concluded. Who gazes upon a menacing assembly of quantum engineering and thinks, you know what this scenario requires. A cosmic clash of rhythm. Yet it succeeded. A voice emerged from the shadows. That's precisely the dilemma. Every action they take succeeds, regardless of how outlandish it appears. They transformed battles into a mesmerizing spectacle, where each move was a part of an intricate dance. Now, an entire belief system has emerged, centered around mastering the art of movement to attain strategic dominance. The mercenary lounge descended into a thoughtful hush, interrupted solely by the faint thrum of bass-heavy music emanating from the human quarter of the station. A group of mercenaries fidgeted with their gear, incorporating what humans referred to as swagger enhancement modules into their combat loadouts. I heard, Zixvax murmured, that they're crafting something known as tactical rap battles for diplomatic negotiations. The sudden departure from the lounge shattered all previous speed records. In a subsequent revision of the Mercenary Guild's advisory documents, Kurarextal inscribed yet another cautionary note. If elite operatives begin to incorporate melodies into their missions, refrain from trying to assess the strategic benefits of their actions. There is not a single one. They merely perceive it as visually striking. And in a way that creates a connection beyond our understanding. The recommendation was sanctioned even before he completed its composition. For in the vast expanse of the cosmos, the mercenary circles had come to understand a singular truth. The sole element more perilous than the thrill-seeking antics of elite operatives was the potential for those operatives to ignite a new phenomenon. And all their actions sparked a movement. In a hidden training ground for elite human operatives. Commander, the quantum engineers are seeking advanced training in a discipline they refer to as probability-enhanced breakdancing. Accepted. However, inform them that the rotations require a bit more flair. Affirmative, Commander. Is it advisable to incorporate strategic movement patterns into the regular training program? It would be wise to enforce it as a requirement. We must ensure our team stays ahead in the unexpected competition of rhythmic warfare we've unwittingly initiated. Commander, regarding that matter. A multitude of different beings are seeking instruction in combat techniques that revolve around rhythm. Well, you know what they say, Lieutenant. What is that, Commander? The rhythm must resonate. The ensuing laughter reverberated throughout the complex, prompting numerous quantum probability matrices nearby to inexplicably alter themselves, now incorporating unexpected dance moves. Just another day in the ranks of the elite, I swear by all cosmic possibilities, the veteran commander declared, their shimmering form pulsating with barely contained feelings. This is the final moment I will ever misjudge the intricacies of human interaction. The gathering place of Station 7 Echo had transformed into an unofficial refuge for those who had crossed paths with elite human operatives. Today's gathering drew an impressive crowd, especially in light of the recent happenings in the Epsilon sector. Let me guess, Krextal chittered, already accessing his vast repository of human strategic oddities. Have you come across their latest specialists in diplomatic integration? Is that what they refer to them as now? The Dravix's crystalline form shimmered with an unsettling aura, hinting at a past filled with trauma. We referred to them as the T-Team. A wave of comprehension swept over the gathered warriors. Even the station's cleaning drones appeared to halt in a moment of shared understanding. Oh no. Zixvax's antennae curled in acknowledgement. You received the complete treatment from the British Specialty Service, didn't you? The commander of the Dravix listened as the crystals resonated in agreement. We believed we had them trapped. Our units had encircled their stronghold within the diplomatic enclave. We commanded their capitulation, and they, a moment of stillness. They welcomed us into their strange abode for a peculiar brew. Timeless and iconic maneuver. Krextel nodded with an air of wisdom, displaying the footage for all to see. Reveal to us the events that unfolded. The holoscreen sprang to life, revealing what began as a routine urban containment mission. Ordinary, that is, until the humans unleashed what they enthusiastically referred to as strategic generosity. I must say, my friends, these beings appear quite on edge. Jenkins, prepare the Earl Grey. The battle fuses, Commander. Absolutely. And do keep in mind the exquisite porcelain. We are not barbaric beings. The visuals depicted human beings, clad in complete battle attire, carefully arranging what they called an appropriate tea service amidst the chaos of an ongoing conflict. They had, in a most peculiar way, managed to incorporate doilies. Initially, we believed it was a ruse, the Dravix commander went on. A novel approach to manipulating the mind. Then they began to debate the correct method of grasping a teacup, while encased in advanced protective gear. Keep in mind, everyone, extend your pinky. It's in the guidebook. Excuse me, could you clarify which manual that is? In the midst of a chaotic battlefield, the bewildered Dravix forces observed as human strategists engaged in a peculiar discussion about the merits of various tea blends. All the while, they remained poised and ready for combat, showcasing an extraordinary blend of sophistication and alertness. Yet, that's far from the most troubling aspect. The leader's gems resonated with an unsettling tone. They possessed scones. Battle-ready pastries. Zixvac inquired with a gentle understanding. With strategic clotted cream, the leader affirmed. They maintained that there was an appropriate method to utilize it. We had an entire debriefing on the matter. Designated it as Mission Jam First. Krextel's mandibles clicked in comprehension. Ah, you witnessed the complete tactical doctrine exhibition between Cornwall and Devon. The visuals captured individuals immersed in a fervent discussion regarding the ideal method for crafting scones, all while deftly neutralizing explosive contraptions and holding their ground against potential threats. With all due respect, sir, the Devonshire method offers unparalleled strategic oversight. That's perilously near to defiance, Jenkins. All are aware that Jam First reigns supreme in its methodology. Perhaps we should seek guidance from the manual of the Royal Combat Catering Corps of the Queen. Did they really have a guide for this? A freshly landed envoy from the Quantum Hive hummed in astonishment. They possess guides for every conceivable aspect, Krextel elucidated. This tale is titled Tactical Tea Service. A detailed manual for culinary warfare, featuring chapters on rapid napkin readiness, and the art of refined finger placement amidst chaos. The visuals persisted, revealing the Dravix troops slowly being lured into what the humans referred to as hostile welcome. A group of shimmering warriors struggled to grasp delicate teacups with their ethereal energy appendages. They demanded formal introductions, the commander pressed on, their shimmering form pulsating with echoes of the past. Complete names, unit classifications, favored tea selections. They possessed detailed files on the tea preferences of each individual. That would be their intelligence division, Zixvac observed. I heard they have an entire division focused on what they refer to as strategic social manipulation. The visuals revealed beings from another world executing what they referred to as a perfectly timed beverage presentation with an uncanny level of accuracy. They had seemingly crafted detailed guidelines for every conceivable social situation, encompassing appropriate combat tea etiquette for various species. Jenkins, the commander of the Dravix, seems to have crystals that have lost their luster. Present them with the unique concoction. The secret of one, sir. Indeed, and do keep in mind the appropriate serving temperature for beings of a crystalline nature. We are not savages. In just 3 hours, the commander of the Dravix reflected, they had transformed our containment mission into what they referred to as a proper afternoon tactical tea session, featuring discussion groups focused on the finest techniques for preparing scones. But did you truly partake in the tea? Kurar Axtell inquired with caution. Indeed, we did. They possessed unique mixtures tailored for the intricate nature of crystalline life forms. Are you aware of just how uncommon that truly is? They referred to it as their elite selection process, claiming it was a well-kept secret of their tactical culinary unit. The visuals revealed the consequences that followed. Dravik's forces and human operators found themselves in an unexpected exchange, debating the nuances of T-service protocols, all while remaining poised for any sudden shift in their surroundings. A group of luminous beings had modified their energy auras to more effectively grasp the delicate vessels. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the commander's crystals emitted a soft, melancholic chime. We had forged 3 alliances, initiated a program for cultural sharing, and committed to hosting monthly gatherings for tea rituals. They dubbed it the Initiative of Elevation and Preservation, fostering enhanced connections through exceptional beverage offerings. And the scone dispute, Zixvac pondered, continued to unfold. A collaborative research committee has been formed between humans and the Draviks to explore the best sequences for applying toppings. The beings from Earth refer to it as the Strategic Scone Initiative. The gathered warriors observed intently as the visuals revealed the ongoing situation in the Epsilon sector. Frequent gatherings between the humans and the Draviks, featuring what the humans referred to as strategic placement of decorative cloths, alongside passionate discussions on the art of scone crafting. The commander revealed that certification courses have commenced. Something known as enhanced warfare accommodation. The beings from Earth are instructing our kind in a concept they refer to as strategic civility. This is why I no longer engage in agreements with your kind, Qrextal declared. Because who observes a tense confrontation and thinks, you know what this situation requires? Elegantly presented tea during a discussion on the merits of scones. Yet it succeeded, as someone observed. That's the dilemma. All their actions succeed. They transformed warfare into a gathering of sorts, and now we engage in collaborative drills featuring tactical tea ceremonies. The dimly lit gathering place for hired guns settled into a thoughtful hush, interrupted solely by the faint echo of porcelain clinking from the nearby enclave of humanity. A group of mercenaries quietly modified their gear to incorporate what humans referred to as emergency hospitality kits. In a subsequent revision of the Mercenary Guild's advisory documents, Qrextal inscribed yet another cautionary note. If you find yourself in the presence of human special forces, and they offer you tea, do not hesitate to accept it. Their welcoming nature is as strategically calculated as their battle tactics, and declining could result in what they refer to as forceful tea distribution. The directive was sanctioned before the brew had a chance to chill. For in the vast expanse of the cosmos, the mercenary circles had come to understand a singular truth. The sole threat more perilous than human elite units in battle was the unsettling nature of those same units exhibiting courtesy. And they were consistently, unfailingly courteous. In a hidden location, deep within a top-secret military training ground for elite human operatives. Commander, the Draviks are seeking higher-level training, in what they refer to as strategic decorum. Granted. However, inform them that the intricate arrangement still requires some refinement. Affirmative, sir. Should I incorporate combat catering 101 into the regular curriculum? It would be wise to enforce this as a requirement. Our operatives must not be engaged in serving refreshments without careful strategic planning. Commander, regarding that matter. A multitude of different beings are seeking instruction in the art of sophisticated hospitality combat. Well, you know what they say, Commander. What is that, Commander? The essence must be released. The ensuing mirth reverberated throughout the establishment, causing several nearby tea sets to tremble in response. Just another day in the realm of extraordinary beings.